Hey guys, so I just figured I'd do a what's in my pack Mountaineering Edition while I'm stuck here at home on this quarantine thing. So just so you know, this is going to be a single day, non-technical mountaineering climb. If you're interested in more what's in my pack videos for a more technical or overnight climb or ice climbs, things like that, let me know in the comments and I can post those videos too. So this is my pack that I use for a one-day climb. It's the Blue Ice Warthog 45 pack. I'll leave links in the description for everything in this video. This pack works really well for me because it's lightweight. Offers all the features that I personally want. It's super comfortable. We're going to start on the outside of the pack and work our way in. So obviously, as you can tell, I've got an axe, Garmin InReach GPS. This is also a way for me to contact people at home and also a way for me to hit a emergency SOS button. As you can tell, I've got my crampons on the outside of the pack. I do that to save room inside of this pack because it's not very big, especially if I'm bringing a lot of layers because the climb's going to be cold. I'm trying to keep as much on the outside as I can. These are the Petzl lever lock Sarkins, and I've got the bars on the front and back, so they're fully automatic. This is the Edelrid Riot axe. I use this axe because it's a good walking axe, plus some technical climbing ability to it as well. I just as easily would grab something more like a regular Glacier walking axe. This is just a cheap Gravel straight shaft axe. Depends on the route and how steep it is. If it's not going to be as steep, I would bring this axe. If it's going to be really steep, I would bring the Edelrid. One real thing to note is I do insulate the handles. This just has like a cut up sponge for a vehicle, like a vehicle sponge, and then Gorilla Tape on top of it, because no matter what gloves you've got on, the cold is still going to seep through your gloves. So you definitely want to insulate the top. So moving into the pack now. It's just got this really nice clasp. It's not a buckle. These are easier to use if you have big gloves on. Then I've got my this zipper pouch here. I keep things like Glacier glasses in here. KT tape if I'm on a long climb. Sometimes I'll get blisters, especially if I'm wearing mountaineering boots on the approach and hard dirt. My feet will be sliding around quite a bit in the boots. And food. We're gonna now go to the front pocket here on the pack, which is right underneath where I keep my crampons. First aid kit, and I've modified this first aid kit. Everything that came in it was decent, but I've added a lot of stuff to make this more of a mountaineering first aid kit. I also keep my sunscreen in here so I can access it easily without having to get into my pack. The other thing that goes in here is batteries. Since I record a lot of my climbs, I usually carry around 10 GoPro batteries, some memory cards, and then also extra batteries for my headlamp. Headlamp would also be stored in here. Moving inside the pack, this is how I pack my pack for every day climb. I have an Nalgene right at the top, so it's easy to access. I don't use the water bladders because they tend to freeze. I'll insulate these if it's going to be below 0. Usually down to 0 though, if these are inside a pack or wrapped in a glove or a mitten. Not going to freeze, and they may freeze a little bit, but you're still able to get water from them. So right at the top for easy access. Right under that, I have my brake jacket, which is usually some sort of heavy parka. This is the Rab Neutrino jacket, and they rate this jacket up to 6,000 meters, so it works for anything -5 or -10 degrees Fahrenheit. I would feel comfortable using this as my heaviest jacket. Then I have, these are the Rab Guide 2 gloves. These are a fairly technical glove. They're a 5-finger style glove, waterproof. They're high dexterity for a warm glove like this. I just talked to some guys that were in Antarctica, summited Mount Vinson. This was the heaviest glove they brought, and they said that they were warm the entire time. I'm never going to lead you guys the wrong way though. I do mostly use only Rab gear. However, the Black Diamond guide gloves are warmer than this glove. I also carry the Black Diamond guide gloves with me. It's just nice to have two pairs of heavy gloves, because if you're gonna be in a lot of rain or wet conditions, eventually you will wet out the gloves. Rain's gonna come in from the outside of the glove, and also you may sweat through the gloves. So I like to carry two pairs of gloves. Under that, I have my waterproof layer. Now, I carry this no matter what, even if it's not going to be raining. You just never know what's going to happen in the mountains. So this is the Rab Kinetic Alpine. It's incredibly breathable. It breathes just as well as a regular softshell jacket, but it's waterproof. So definitely check this jacket out. This has completely changed my mind on waterproof jackets. Under here this is the MSR Reactor stove. Sometimes I carry this, sometimes I don't. The last climb we did a couple days ago, we were on the mountain for over 12 hours. So I wanted the ability to melt snow in case our water supply ran low. And this, in my opinion, is the best mountaineering stove on the market. It's super windproof and it boils water extremely fast. Down at the bottom of the pack, I have my heavier 5-finger glove, like I was telling you, the Black Diamond Guide. These are the best 5-finger glove I've ever used. Still though, if you're not wrapping your tools in tape and you're around 0 degrees, you will feel the tools. You will get really cold in these gloves. So definitely wrap your tools in tape and consider going to a mitten at that point. For the descent, a lot of times I'll throw micro spikes in, just depending on if the route is covered in a layer of ice and you don't want to wear crampons. At the bottom I have my second Nalgene. One other thing that I want to touch on is I have a pair of gloves on the outside of the pack, and these are just a cheap pair of the REI guide gloves. It's a newer product that they came out with. This is a super technical, very dexterous. I can tie my shoes in this, I can do rope work, I can do anything in these gloves, and they're actually incredibly warm. They're fleece lined, they're close to being waterproof. I have waterproofed them, but they're not 100% waterproof. A must-have for me to use gloves as part of my glove system is they have to have a buckle on them so I can hang them off my chest strap. They also have to have the carabiner loop on both gloves, so you can hang them off your harness or off of somewhere on your hip belt, on your backpack. So if you do that and it's raining, the rain's not going to get inside. So you hang the gloves like that and clip the carabiner to your harness or your hip belt or even your chest belt, and you do this so that no water gets inside the glove. This is a must if I'm going to carry gloves as part of my glove system. Also, one thing about the Black Diamond guide gloves and the Rab guide gloves is if it's not raining and you can carry them this way on your chest strap, a lot of times I'll put hand warmers in the gloves, because your gloves are not going to be warm when you first put them on. It's going to take body heat to warm your gloves up, so sometimes I'll speed the process up by storing hand warmers in the gloves. The jacket I use is the Rab Borealis. This is my lightweight softshell jacket. It's what I spend 90% of my time in on the mountains. It's extremely breathable, very flexible. I have several of these because I wear them casually as well. I think they're an attractive jacket. They fit tight to the skin. Even though they say that the hood's not helmet compatible, I use it all the time on top of a helmet. Never had a problem with it. And I also trail run in this jacket. People would recommend you bring a fleece. I've decided not to bring fleeces anymore because this jacket is light, just like a fleece would be. If I feel like I need a heavier soft shell than this, I'll either carry a Rab Alpha Direct fleece-lined insulated soft shell. These are really nice. They're super, super warm. Sometimes if it's not really cold out, you can use this as a brake jacket. Because it's fleece-lined, it's warm on the body instantly, whereas the down material takes a second to warm up from your body heat. So Rab Alpha Direct, I highly recommend it. It is a little heavy. If it's going to be really cold and you need a moving down, something that you can move in without overheating, this is the Rab Infinity Endurance. It's not quite as warm as the Neutrino that I have. I would carry 2 down jackets if it's going to be close to 0, even around 10 degrees. You can move in this jacket at around 0 degrees without overheating. The single boots that I wear are the first edition of the Scarpa Mont Blanc boots. I really like these boots. I've had the Mont Blanc Pro Gore-Tex boots. I prefer these because they're just a typical mountaineering boot. They don't have the integrated gaiter, which I thought was cool. However, I like being able to choose to have a gaiter or not have a gaiter. These boots fit my feet really well. I think they're a little bit warmer than the second edition, and so every time I find one of these for sale, I buy them every time just so that I can keep stocked up on these boots because I love these boots. I am happy to see that Scarpa went back to a boot similar to this without the integrated gaiter. That's the 3rd generation of these Mont Blanc boots, so I'm definitely going to have to pick those up and give them a try. If it gets colder out, I'll switch to the Kalin 6000 boots. This is what I've been using. However, my feet fit the Scarpa better, so I'll probably get the new Scarpa 6000 meter boots. I've got some Ecuador climbs coming up at the beginning of next year, as long as this quarantine thing is over with, and so I'll definitely be climbing in the new Scarpa 6000 meter boots. Anyways, you guys, I appreciate you watching. If you want to see any other kinds of videos of me at home discussing gear or whatever, let me know in the comments. Be safe in the mountains.